Pepper treat. Pepper treat. Oh, there she is. Never too far from a treat. Okay, Peppa. You can have a chicken foot. That's it. You have a chicken foot, a duck head, or a turkey neck. No, this is a duck neck. Chicken foot's out. Okay. Would you like this one or this one? Let's see. I think she's going for the duck. Yes, and the duck head it is, folks. Oh, Peppa. Okay. All right, then. So Pepper's taken care of. And you're here at another episode of Kingcast Motorsports. I'm going to tell you a few things about these motorcycles and why I bought another one. Well, this is part of it right here. Does it no justice to when you're out on the open road and what it sounds like. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, so yes, congratulations to me. I want to thank the seller of this vehicle. Those of you who are following on Facebook, you know who he is. And it's not his real name, but Ranger is his, nom de plume, if you will. And it just worked out a certain way that I was able to get this vehicle for much, let's call it a deep discount. And he's also a photographer, and he's BIPOC. So that's all kind of cool. And I have like two themes I want to talk about, which is kind of like the sentimental purpose behind both bikes, as well as what I'm using this bike for in a commercial sense. So I guess I'll start with Bella, okay? Because there's a story behind Bella that many of you know part of, but not all of. So you might want to ask, well, why would I buy two seemingly, similar bikes? And our local bike guru, Dave Roosevelt, even mentioned that. He's like, you're kind of on Bella's turf there, with Tiger. And Tiger is his name. Tiger is a guy, and Bella's a lady. So there they go. So Bella came to me, and you can see Livy's picture there on the fading picture here. But Bella came to me because... by the way, this is my 5th Triumph. I've owned now more Triumphs than any other brand. A couple other brands have had 4 bikes, like Honda's have had 4, Suzuki's 3 or 4, but 5, that's special. And that's because Triumphs are special. But so are Ducks. But anyway, what happened was my last Triumph was a 1050 Speed Triple, an 06, same as Bella. And honestly, a couple things. I felt like I was going too fast on the big block Triumphs, and my life changed at the time. Livy's mom and I were breaking up, and just life changes were going on, and so I ended up selling both my bikes. I had a dirt bike, I had a plated Honda 250, XR 250, and then I had the Speed Triple. So anyway, I sold them both. I was bikeless for a couple months, maybe, oh shit. Oh, it was more than that. It was maybe half a year. But the thing was that I sold the Triumph because it was helping to pay off Adam Karp and the expenses that were related to Livy's being murdered. Okay, so those of you who don't know, our last dog was killed in a bad kennel, so there was a lot of litigation that went on, blah, blah, blah. So I sold the Triumph at a low cost to facilitate that litigation and go forward and pay bills, this and that. All right. So I always thought, okay, it's going to come back around. Selling a bike that cheap. It was fall, same time of year, so obviously you gotta, demand less. Okay. So, you gotta demand less for a bike, but fucking guys out here. So you gotta demand less for a bike. So I sold it for less, and I thought it's gonna come back around. This was like 4 years ago, okay? So sure enough, it has come back around. And wow, she disposed of that duck head already. That's awesome. So it has come back around. But anyway, so I'm interweaving here. Let's get done with the emotional part first. So anyway, Bella is special to me because when we finally settled the lawsuit, I then recouped the money and I bought another bike, which is a Ducati, which I've always wanted to have a Ducati. So that's what happened. And Bella was a daily driver for some time, and rain, this, that, and the other. But let's face it, what I want to do next, which I'll explain in a moment, does not really fit for Bella because I'm going to be riding her. I'd be riding her in the rain, you know, rode hard and put away wet, you know, because I'm going to be doing some vlogging and stuff. So it's just like I've got her all set. She's been tuned, serviced, everything, new tires, all of that stuff. So she's a garage queen now, and that is her job. So she may get out and see some time tomorrow. I hope so. If the weather's dry, we'll get out and do that. So I'm going to run her enough to make sure her fuel, you know, mixes up and stuff and is not stagnant. But so she's a garage queen now. Bella, love you. So that's her role. Now we will come back to Tiger. Why is Tiger called Tiger? That's because years ago, my Uncle John and my dad both called me Tiger. You know, it was one of those things. And Uncle John sometimes called me Wonk. He was like, "What's happening, Wonk?" You know, so I feel that this is very fitting now that this is Tiger. So that's pretty simple. Also, Tiger is like one of my favorite Jamaican artists. He's a Jamaican chancer. Just I can't even describe Tiger for you, but I'll put a link to some of his stuff in the descriptor or in the comments. So, yeah, you have that piece. Hi, Pepper. Oh, do people want to see you, Pepper? The people always want to see Pepper. Oh, hey, Pepper. God, what a dog. Gosh. She's still looking for her sidecar. I'm going to get there. All right. Sweetheart, I have a show to do now. Okay. So anyway, next up, I'll share with you a bit about this bike, and then I'll attempt to do a little detailing after I do that. So that's a 1000. Bella's a 1000, 2-cylinder. They call it an L-twin, whatever it is. It's a very torquey motor that responds immediately off the throttle. That's what Ducatis do, and it has a certain sound to it that's very rumble-esque kind of thing. The Triumph is very different, and this has much more truly off-roadable capabilities than Bella does, even though it's styled similarly, so you might think that she could go off-road. And I've seen people go off-road with these. They put on tires like TKC 80s. They're pretty aggressive, kind of 80-20 tires, more canted toward dirt. I've seen people do that with this bike, but it's not meant for that at all. It's ridiculous. I don't even want to roll over grass with this thing. It's just a pavement bike, all right? Bumpy pavement, yeah. All right, it's got a great suspension, upgraded suspension, all that stuff, that's fine. But, it's a stating of, but, what I want now is something that I can vlog on throughout the winter, because I'm already with 2OG smoking weed, which is revolutionary to a lot of people, because you look up and you see these guys, you know, burning trees, you know, and burning herbs on TV and cooking with it, and not every state has that. You know, we're ahead of the curve. You know, we're the black weeds. Okay, Weeds was this thing, the very white show. They had one black dealer, but we're the black weeds now. Okay, we're doing shit. All right, we're on TV, we're on Roku, we're doing that, and part of that is my vlog, in which it's going to be mostly about vehicles, somewhat, but I'll have my GoPro 9, and I'll just be kind of going through my daily routines and some of my musings, some of the court stuff that goes on, demystifying the court system for most of us, if that's possible. I'll be doing some of that and explaining the cannabis cases that are going forward. This stuff is certain not to end anytime soon with the cannabis stuff. Trust me on that. I'm not going to recap all of it. Those of you watching already know. So that's a whole nother episode. So anyway, this bike can go off-road reasonably. You know, depends on what kind of tires I get to replace these. The front is pretty much spent, totally spent, indicators. But, you know, I'll go off-road a little bit. I headed off-road today, but I didn't video any of it, but just mild stuff, hard-packed dirt stuff, and it's very comfortable. Also, you can stand up very easily on this bike. You can stand up on Bella too, but it's not quite the same. The ergonomics are not the same for that. But, yeah, and so the sound of the Tiger, how can I describe it? The sound of a Triumph Triple. If the Ducati is a staccato kind of romantic pounding to the pavement, you know, that's what that is, this, you know, big twin staccato thing. Then this thing is kind of like, I don't know, like Beowulf howling at the moon or something. This thing is like yelling at you. It's angry at the fucking road. When you crack that throttle and you, that Triumph Triple, you get this induction howl, and it just, it's like open up the secondaries on an old American car. It just goes, you know, when you're there. You know, they'd be talking about, I can't even describe it. It's, you know, fucking getting it, man. So that's what this thing does. Totally different sound, you know. This makes the power down low into the mid. This is kind of all mid, you know. Not much down low, not much on top, just all mid. So there you have that. Where does it fit in Triumph's lineup? A 675 Daytona will smoke it. Yeah, over 70, you know, definitely. But they're tuned differently, so that's where they fit that way. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on this thing, and I've got a couple items to get, some equipment to get for the vlogging. But right now, I will share with you a quick session on detailing. The bike was already pretty clean, so I just basically used this product, this smoke tool. There are a number of great products out there, but this is a good one. Very kind of a light sheen to it, and so I use that all over the bodywork and such. It had been sitting for a while outside, so I got some fine steel wool and just cleaned off the discs a bit. So now there are a number of scratches here on the screen. I have no idea exactly how they got there, but they're all like right here in the middle, and they're pretty big scratches. So I have this Nova stuff. It's a heavy scratch remover. That's what I've applied, and I'm going to now. I have an amalgam now of this Novus number 2 fine scratch remover. I have more wine. And then I have this amalgam. It's like a carnauba wax with that number 2 is in here. So I'm just going to do another. I'm going to hit that now where this 3 was. And hopefully what happens is, I might as well get the rest of it. Hopefully what happens is, it's still going to be fucked up, but it's going to be less fucked up than it was. So that's that's kind of what's going to happen, I think. And we shall see. So I put some power tools to it. Yeah, I'm going to let it sit for a second while I finish off here. So, yeah, guys, in the coming weeks, you'll see a lot happening. Brian Corbray and I always mispronounce his last name as Corbray. It's like French, okay? So, anyway, I'll be doing more with him. And Tony Dupay and his sons are active with our mission here as far as the video goes and expanding. We're already on Roku with 2 OGs smoking weed. And we're going to be just doing more and more and more. Sony is giving us year-old movies to help build our channel, and Tony's sons will be with us as editors. So I'm not really shooting and editing anymore. I'm the talent, which is very different, and trying to give them work that's easy for them to edit. So that's going to be that. I will share with you Tony's. I'll share 2 things about this family. As some of you may know, Tony is the media director at Shoreline Community College, where I've lectured about the Facebook lawsuit a few times and other stuff. Gonzo journalism, as he refers to it. So Tony is that, but his sons are also Dawson, and I forget his other son's name, are very involved in media. They have a film that I'll share the link to that with you in this space after the video, along with Tony Dupay's highlight reel. And Tony's a great guy. He usually plays like a cop. You know, he's kind of a big guy. He's got a presence, and he plays a pretty good cop. Usually a straight cop. I don't know if I've ever seen him play a dirty cop, but it's entertaining and interesting to see the kind of movies that are not in your theaters, but yet they're good movies. And yeah, I'm all about it. I've always been a man of the lens, and that's what I'm about, man. Oh, speaking of, one more thing about being a man of the lens, or a person of the lens. I'm looking to see what happens now as COVID rages on, and as the courts continue to restrict access to courts, okay? what's going to happen next? Can I still get into court? So they're controlling this, okay? They're controlling what's going to happen now, okay? And, God damn it. I'm going to get a real system soon. They're controlling what's going to happen, access to the courts, all right? And so it used to be, of course, if I walk in there, I can video everything. I'm going to get everything. But now the best you can get is a static camera that's just shooting from a corner and gets kind of people's faces on it. But it's not the same as having the presence of shooting something right there in court. The witnesses act differently. Everybody acts differently. And dishonest people tend to show themselves more when I walk in the courtroom with that fucking camera. And I find it and I see it. Because, as a journalist, a trial attorney, I can see it when disingenuity is present, and I focus on them. But now they're going to take that away from us, I guarantee you. Anyway, no more politics, man. No more politics tonight. No more law. Let's see what happens with this orbital. Let me drink some more and get some bigger power tools. Woo, woo, watch this. Okay, round two. Let's see what really happens when we get to that spot. Moment of truth. Well, how about that? It's still scratched. but it is a lot better. I will say that. And I'll go up here and finish that with the rag with the microfiber. But yeah, it's better. Anyway, folks, that's about it. I got me a sandwich to eat and a dog to feed and see whatever else happens tonight. Yeah. Okay, that's it. See you later. Love you. Or as they say at the show, with two OGs. Love, smoke, peace.
Finish.